He was a wrestler. Oh my goodness. He was this big. Anyway, that's a fun memory. All right, Ernie, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Okay. We have some unfinished business. Shari Broker had to go to Florida to do some cleanup work for her dad's. I don't know, you all know her dad passed away of COVID, and she has to do some cleanup in his place. So she's gone, but she's put together this report. We have Chris Gilbert, who resigned, G102, and we have 17, it is 17, I have 16 down here. Ladies and gentlemen who would, I guess you can say that, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to be precinct officers. We had 2 different meet and greets for all the people who wanted to be new precinct officers. We had it here. Just to explain the rules of the state and what Oldham County stands for and how we go about it, and what officers do. Anyway, so the following people have expressed interest in really becoming a precinct officer, and not all of them are in their home precinct. So Shari has assigned you to the precinct closest to where you live. To go a little bit further, I put up on the wall a map of all the precincts, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and under it, I have put in stacks of about 100 postcards that we had printed about 3 or 4 years ago. And that's for you to give to, I'm speaking to all of you new precinct officers, and there are a few who never did pick them up anyway, that are out there. To the people in your precinct, and Shari will email you.
Mary, we can't hear you anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to get here. Have to break it down on the computer, and she can send that out to you. And so I'll have her do that. But we'll need a vote for these precinct officers. And so. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, did you attend the meeting? You weren't. What is your name? Andrew. Oh, Bob. Oh, okay. I remember seeing that name. Well, I think we'll have to do that next month. I can't tell you how much has gone into this, so we'll work on meeting everybody between now and what is next month, April, and then we can go forward then. So, well, let's see who's here to stand up. I think everybody I think you were planning to come. Pat Alexander. Is Pat Alexander here? What? That's a no, I think. Okay. Rudy Andrea. Okay. Aranda. Took me 2 years to learn to say my name. Michael Chris Clark. Hey. Pam Craddock. Okay. Brady Doran. Hey, Brady. Eric Doran. And you all are not related. I guess you're not related. You don't live in the same place. Toby Fabush. Toby? Okay. JD Meyer? Okay. Lisa Paris? Lisa? Tara Phillips? Hey, Tara. Tara, in here, I gave you 3 L's. I'll get that corrected. Chad Roberts? Hey, Chad. Don Schuler? Don's been to a lot of meetings. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to do this. Do you go by a shorter version? You don't? Okay, we'll have to learn it. Okay. All right. Bowen Titchener. Okay. Lindsay Titchener. Right. Shannon Beal. And someone that did not make this list on the agenda is Pat Lynch. He's in the back. And if you're making a note, he's C106. Now, since what? Louder. That's my problem. One of my problems. Is there anybody else that's here that wanted to be on this list but didn't make it? Okay. Oh, JD, you want to be on the list? Okay. And next to you, what's your name? I'm sorry, Clayton, what's your last name? Brent. Brayner. Okay. Would you all make sure your telephone? Oh, another one.
It's really important on the sign-in sheet that you're legible because it's human eyes that are looking at it and I need to be able to read it.
Okay, that's Shari. She's up there. Okay, I was going to say, before you 4 people leave, be sure to put your telephone number and your email address on the yellow sheet that's outside, so Shari can get in touch with you.
Mary, just a question, if I could.
Sure.
Those 4 names or 5 names or whatever that you named here that are not on the list, we won't be voting on those tonight. That'll be for next month, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody understands that.
Right. Okay. Since this comes from committee, it doesn't need to be a motion. So I'd like to, well, maybe I should ask if there's any discussion. Question. Oh, question. Okay. Shari will remember. One was an independent. Shari.
I'm unmuting. I had 1 independent, 1 that was registered as other, and 1 that was not registered at all.
That in the original list. I don't know, or if you're one of those people, you want to speak up? I guess not. Okay. No, we're not. The 4 that are here that would like to be, no, we're not voting on them tonight. We can do it in April. Yes. No, they're not on the list. Oh, no, they can't. They're not on the list. Just the ones that, just the names that I called off. Okay. So. You are. Yes. I added you to that list because of this afternoon. Okay. So all in favor of these 17 new precinct officers, raise your hand. Well, let's see. Let's try a voice vote first. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Sounds good. Okay, all opposed?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. All right. Well, congratulations. We are off to an exciting start. All right, Ken Fleming, yes. No, not until next month. I have to send that into Frankfurt. Yeah. But now, as far as, I talked about the agenda being out of order, so now I have Ken Fleming who wants, where is Ken? I saw him outside. Oh, okay, come on, Ken. Tell us,
Hi, I'm Ken Fleming. I'm state representative for the 48th district, and just to let y'all know, I have basically south of Crestwood, G102, 3, and 5. So Briar Hill and Orchard Grass and so forth. So anyway, it's a great turnout. I mean, this is really good. I have to say, I live in Jefferson County, and I tell you, this is a better turnout than Jefferson County sometimes. So my hat's off to you for everything y'all doing and getting involved, and thank y'all for stepping up and being precincts officers and such. Mary and Blaine wanted me just to give you some quick rundown of what's going on the state side. And it's been quite busy past couple of months. We still have two more days left in the session. That's basically veto days. So we concluded about a week and a half ago with all the legislation that we're able to pass in terms of having us give us an option to veto any bills that the governor has. And I guess he's having a field day, as y'all might notice. He's already vetoed about 16 of them. We've overridden 8 so far, and I imagine we'll go ahead and overwrite the rest 8 that we know he's been vetoed, but he has a couple more days to veto some more bills. So I'm pretty sure there are going to be more vetoes, which shows a really pretty disparity between his approach and philosophy and what's going on and what's better for the state versus what we're doing on the House or the Senate side. So like I said, it's been pretty busy. Main thing we really looked at, in addition to trying to react in a very positive,
these dogs know what
proactive,
cheese looks like.
Yeah, they do. They okay.
very proactive approach in terms of getting schools open as well as businesses. We had to basically get the second half of a 2-year cycle budget up and running. And given a lot of the dynamics, the Bashir gave us a proposal that basically took a lot of the CARES Money Act, the Federal Money Act, and really had a sort of a spending spree in what he's trying to do. And so we basically just drafted our own budget, which basically is focused on being really fiscally disciplined, having really financial stewardship, and then also having really strategic investment in what we're trying to do. What has been happening over the past many years is that there's been a lot of structural issues and problems. For example, what they have done in the past is taken about $74 million and delayed the payment of state employees by 1 day in order to meet the current year fiscal budget and throw it in the next year. That's a structural problem in doing that. The other structural problem, he kept on, they basically and put it in the general fund to help balance the budget. So that, among other things, we basically stopped and put a hold on those things in doing that. But basically, we have really taken an aggressive stance. We put out $1.15 billion.
Can't hear him.
Ken, can you speak into the mic so we can hear you?
Yeah, you always complaining about the peanut gallery. Is that okay? Can you hear me now? All right. So we have about $950 million we put in the into the state retirement plan, and we kept our obligations to adhering to continue to fund the budget and so forth. Other things we've done, we've really looked at, on I said a few minutes ago, is try to get businesses opened up. We basically passed a bill, which he's already vetoed, that the executive orders supposed to be ceased 30 days. And that basically expired on March the 3rd, I think March 4th. And so technically, we don't really should have masks, but given the governor and what his tactics are, he basically put an injunction and it's in the courts in doing that. The other thing I think you'll find that he has gone to more of a sue mentality approach, which he did as AG and now he's doing now, is that he relies on his better be nice, his cohort in the Franklin County Circuit Court. So basically he'll sue us or see what's going on and then goes to the Franklin County Court. And basically that person is very, very liberal judge and always grants what he wants. There is a bill that he vetoed and it's coming back, we'll write it, is that we want to set up a 3-panel judge that we can, that can be tapped into in order to have the ability to have those hearings or have those cases heard in other areas in order to increase the likelihood of not having him going through that process. So, yeah. So we took an aggressive approach with that. So you can see that we've had a lot of challenges when it comes to passing legislation in order to move not only folks but also businesses in a positive fashion. So there's a lot of other things I can cover. Those are probably some of the main things without getting all the weeds and so forth. But I just want to let you know, David Osborne is obviously from Oldham County, and he's the Speaker of the House. And I can tell you, without a doubt, he has done a yeoman's job in terms of trying to maintain 75 members and helping them and getting them into a position where they can be a whole lot more effective and influential in terms of passing legislation. It is not easy herding 75 cats. But he has done a really nice job in doing that. And he has made many overtones as well as President Stivers in trying to communicate with the administration. And there has been hardly any communication whatsoever. In fact, they had a meeting and they went into a meeting and basically were told that this is what he's doing, he being Governor Bashir. And that really wasn't a meeting. That wasn't a two-way dialogue. That's basically just jamming it down people's throat and do what he wants to do. I'm suspecting he's going to be a short-term governor. And I know a lot of people are looking at running it, but I'm going to say you're in good hands with David Osborne from Oldham County. He really has an interest in what's going on in Oldham County and does a phenomenal job. 3 other people do represent Oldham County. That's Jason Nemus. He was a fireball. He's a bulldog, and I tell you what, he's one of the smartest people I know. His recall in terms of case law and how he handles the bills is phenomenal. So he represents, I guess, basically on the east side of Crestwood, Pee Wee Valley, and so forth. Then you have Jerry Miller. He has like 2 precincts on the far eastern side of the county. So anyway, we're always available to you all. You know, if you're in my district or not my district, doesn't matter. If you can't get a hold of David, you know, contact me. I'm here to serve you all of Oldham County. Jason Nemus is in the same, as well as Jerry Miller. So in fact, there's been quite a few. I want to mention one more thing. I'm being a little bit long, but we're going to see a lot of federal money come down the pipe, like it or not. In the budget, we put, and it's a really smart move. In the budget, we basically will have the governor come back to the General Assembly in order to appropriate those monies. So he really can't move in terms of spending that money without our approval. That's pretty significant, I think, because he was just going ahead and spend like at the wazoo. The other thing is that we did take the CARES, part of the CARES money, and our rainy day fund, which we all have savings account, or we should have savings account that will last hopefully 3 months or 4 months in order in case handle any emergency, so forth. The state has emergency funds around 7 days. which is pretty bad. So we took some of that CARES money and put it into the rainy day fund and got it to nearly $1 billion that will give us at least 30 days in terms of operating revenue and doing that. We're facing not only a $300 to $500 million pension bill coming up, but my experience or know somebody has experienced. In fact, I've helped some people out in Oldham County, quite a few help in Oldham County in terms of unemployment claims. And that's been a debacle. I mean, it's been absolutely a mess in terms of people not receiving their claims or not have the opportunity to really get in contact with somebody. What we have done, we have put $10 million in the budget to upgrade the technology in order to provide a streamline and better processing in order to get these claims going through. We even also hired 90 people or authorized 90 people to come and handle those unemployment issues. When you run out of money in terms of paying unemployment like we did, and we had to go to the federal government to borrow that, that's $600 million. We had to borrow money from the federal government, which we were on a very tight time frame to pay that back. And yes, if we don't pay it back, we get a surcharge. We're using part of that CARES money in order to pay that off and doing that. So even though we might get harassed or questioned in terms of why we're increasing the rainy day fund, that's part of the reason of doing that, because if we don't do that, if we go out there and spend the money like the governor wants to do, we're going to be in a world of hurt. And you're talking about becoming insolvent like Illinois and these other states. We're on a fast track of going that way if we didn't do that. So in any case, once again, we're here to serve you. We really enjoy your support. Oldham County is very, very important to us, not only to us individually, but also to the state. And I just want to say thank you very much for your participation. You're being active and really carrying the flag for those conservative values. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Mary said I can do like 1 or 2 questions, and in fact, I got to go back. My dog had surgery.
Ken, I have a question for you. Bob Dye, Magistrate. How are you tonight?
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. So I need to get back in a second because I need to send a bill of my dog getting surgery around 5:30 because he ate one of my masks that Bashir had me to wear, but anyway. So she's going to be fine, but she's in not good shape. Hold on, Bob. There's a lady here who has the first question.
Thank you. In regards to detail, what did you because it seems not to give you any resources to try this crap open board. Right? But that and if it's not right,
Change the judges, change the Supreme Court judges, and change Franklin County Court judge, ma'am.
Johnson & Johnson single dose vaccine. St. Paul Catholic Church.
That's part. Unfortunately, that's part of the process, and that's the way it works. You know, if a governor or somebody doesn't like something, you can take them to court and say this is not constitutional, or this is not right. And so you just go through the process, and it goes up to the Supreme Court for the final judgment, unless there is a federal question involved in that process. Then it goes to Supreme Court. Right now, there's no federal question within these suits in order to that. So basically, it stops with the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court seems to be on the more liberal side. Bob Dye.
Yeah, Ken, I just, what I'm going to ask about is the double taxation on the EMS for people in my district, county EMS and the former Worthington Fire District were both charging fees, EMS fees, and people getting double taxed. You went with House Bill 318. I don't want you to explain it tonight, but when can the people in my district expect some explanation of where Bill 318 went and exactly what is their next step? Because I want to make sure that
Yeah,
that they,
and I
that
think-
they get the straight story from one person.
Yeah, I appreciate the question, Bob. So, Briar Hill and where Bob lives, and then Orchard Grass they paid twice for taxes. And then it's not uncommon in a couple other parts of the Commonwealth where people pay two taxes. And so the process that Bob and joined with me, as well as the judge, as well as the Worthington and Anchorage Fire Department, which overlaps into those areas that I just mentioned. We met about a month and a half ago, and we're looking at sending out a letter. Hopefully, we haven't set a time frame. My personal, I'd like to try to do it sometime this fall. To send out, say, here, this is what's going on. What's your opinion? What's your thoughts? What would you like to do? Would you like to drop? We'd like to get rid of one of the tax, but just be mindful that Oldham County will basically pick up and provide their services, or do you want to continue to pay for it, having the Anchorage and Worthington Fire District to provide those services? So we're going to go through, have a letter, and then the thought is to put it to voters within those areas that's covered under the fire district and EMS district area. Put the vote to them if they want to continue the service. It basically comes down to, safety in terms of who can get there the quickest and so forth. And there's a lot of discussions between the Worthington and Oldham County in terms of providing that service. The ultimate goal is basically make sure that if you call, somebody's going to be there, Oldham County or Oldham, but that's the ultimate goal. Yes.
Just for a correction, Ken, Briar Hill is not in that area. It's Orchard Grass, Willow Creek, Glen Oaks, Moser Farms Reserve, and the woods of Glen Oaks. Those are the areas, and some surrounding individual parcels. It's about
All right, well, my understanding
somewhere
was,
between around 900 parcels are affected or getting taxed by two different.
I thought it was
entities.
more than that, but anyway.
Yeah.
JD? Well, obviously, well, no, we fully fund the pension each year according to ARC, which is the actuarial requirement contribution. So we fully fund that each year. And as you said, the Governor Bevin we did that in terms of doing that. But, it's still around $45 billion short. So it's going to take a long process, very disciplined approach in order to make those two things come together. One more question, Debbie. Do they what now? Sorry. Oh, we saw that, and no, I don't know. Don't know. I'm sure it's on camera. Well, they turn the cameras on like about an hour or so before before we get into session. So I'm sure it is. I don't know. Sorry. No, I didn't say that. I said they turn the cameras off. They go onto the floor of the chamber. Yeah, for like AT&T. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know all the security issues. And I know there were some problems that the speaker and the president encountered when he had some folks visit the state capitol, and they've gone through and rectified that situation, took care of that. But to answer your question, I don't know. It's a shame that it happened, and it shouldn't have happened. Well, yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. So, anyway.
Yeah. Do you have time for one more?
Sorry,
Ken?
I haven't heard any follow-up, but I'll find out about it, and I can let Mary know, and she can contact you all. I'm sorry? I can ask him. Okay. Well, yeah, well, thank you all very much.
There's one thing I want to thank Ken for is he's going to take care of his dog that ate the face mask. I have been emailing Ken. Anyway, I want to thank you for your letter to the editor. That's what I'm going to tell him. Okay, anyway, thank you, Ken. So I'll have to tell you all, I was given David Osborne, Jason Nemus, Jerry Miller, and Ken Fleming. I mean, like I've sent them several emails. I said, look, Karen Berg is in the paper, a third of a page every week, telling what she's been doing. And so they need to come in. So anyway, Ken's the only one that's written a letter. So he's been in once. And so he says he had another one coming in. That's good. So anyway, I wanted to thank him for that. I finally got a little bit of information on the reorganization of the State Central Executive Committee is meeting this Saturday. And so I'll probably might know Saturday, but Monday, I'll know whatever their decision is for the rest of the 120 counties, what they want us to do about reorganization. And I'll let you know as soon as I know. Lincoln Day dinner, Marissa Cunningham, she's having a rough health issues. So you'll hear more also about the Lincoln Day dinner in a couple of weeks. As far as Oldham County Day goes, of course, we didn't get to do it last year. And so the theme is 50 years of greatness, which Oldham County Day would have. Last year would have been our 50th year. So we're still saying it's the 50th. So I do need to have, we are going to have a parade. Now things are going to be different because the fence to the courthouse is going up the end of April. So it's probably going to be 3 years, everybody. So the parade will take a different route probably. And the booths will probably be along the side streets. The decision is not firm yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I know. But what is firm is there'll be an Oldham County Day, there will be a parade, and there will be booths. And so we need to participate in both. And so do I have anybody who would like to be chair of the parade? And, you know, I was with a group several years ago, and when this sort of question was asked and nobody wanted to be chair, we didn't have the event. So, you know, if you all don't want to have a float in the parade, we don't have to. And we can't do it without a chair. Well, we'll need to find a wagon and a tractor and get it to wherever we line up, which will be about 9 o'clock in the morning. The last several years, we've been decorating the float at my home, which is only 2 miles from LaGrange, and get it up there. And I'm hoping, especially a lot of you new, very enthusiastic new precinct officers will walk with the parade, with the float. And we haven't done, one year we did a extravagant, beautiful float and won first prize. But long story short, we didn't get to keep the money. But anyway, we still won. I bet you all can hear me. And then, so our floats have been very simple, and we just need to have a presence in the parade. That's all. And then, so then we have to take everything back. We borrow a tractor and borrow the wagon and so on. So that's what it is. It's not huge. Yeah.
Mary, Steve's got something to say, I think. Steve Greenwald.
Somebody just went online to say, "I am too, I love you."
I think we've got, I think we've got somebody on Zoom right now.
Mary, I think Steve had something to say.
I think Steve has something to say, which would be helpful. Go ahead, Steve.
Mary, I can provide the tractor and the wagon, so put me down for that.
There you go. Okay. That's Steve Greenwell. He's sub magistrate. Thank you, Steve. It's already in the budget. It's approved. Um, dollars. And we probably won't spend more than.
That's for the parade.
Uh-huh. For the parade.
For the,
We haven't gotten there, but we're almost there. Okay, everybody that wants to help with the parade will need to write it down. Okay, for the booths, we put $400 for in our budget for the booth. Would anybody like to be the chair? All right, this is what the chair does. We have to take our own table.
I'll be
And,
the chair of the booth.
Was that?
I'll
Tim?
do the booth. Yeah, Tim Collenberg, I'll do the
Yeah.
booth.
Tim has done a great job before. Now, what we have to do is help Tim because we'll be there early and the booth has to be manned all day. And so Tim has been there all day. Becky Dawn is usually there all day. But they need some help, like a 2-hour shift or something. So it is fun.
I'll work on a sign-up form and get it out to everybody once we get the updated emails.
Okay, as soon as we have a little bit more detail. And another thing we do is the Oldham County Republican Women's Club, the president, has a booth. And so we have the 2 booths together. So, and they're 12 by 12. So we have 24 feet of Republicans, which is nice. All right, so we are on our way there. Anybody else want to say anything about the parader booth before I move on? Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure.
That's important.
It's on the minutes. I don't want to tell you the wrong date. The 17th. Now, I will say, I'll give you a little push, though. These plans aren't made yet because of the governor and the COVID. But a lot of times Republicans will show up for the luncheon to honor the Grand Marshal. And believe me, the Grand Marshal is adorable. I wish he were my boyfriend. He's 94 years old. He's already got a girlfriend. And he drives a yellow Corvette. He's got another Corvette on order. He's a veteran. He has 3 Purple Hearts. He joined for World War II when he was 16 years old. And then he was in Vietnam and Korea. He is the nicest, sharpest guy you'll ever meet. So there's a luncheon to honor him on Tuesday before Oldham County Day. It'll be at John Black Center. We're not sure yet how many people we can put at a table, but we'll get that worked out. I'll let you know more about it later. Okay, that's fun stuff. Does anybody here know anything about Memorial Day? Memorial Day is May 21st. Do you know anything, Debbie?
No, never heard anything.
Okay. And none of you all know. Okay. I know, but he might know something.
Mary, David Vogel is on the Zoom call. Judge Vogel.
Judge Vogel, do you know anything about Memorial Day?
No, I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Okay.
The VFW, American Legion generally sponsors it, and We weren't able to have it last year because of the COVID, and I'm not sure where we are this year. They haven't said anything to me about it yet. We're still, 2 months out, more or less. So I'm sure they'll have to make a decision pretty soon.
Okay. Well, the reason I put this on the calendar is the women and we work together, you guys. We help each other out with their events and we help them out. They help us out. So we've just been showing up at Memorial Day with donuts and coffee. And we don't make a big deal about we're Republicans, but we're there and we offer people coffee and donuts. And that's all. We're just there. We're just want to support the event. Yes, JD?
Mary, is the American Legion last week about it, and they're gonna try and have it at the Veterans Park in
Oh.
Crestwood, and the backup is gonna be that the new American Legion post over here on North Camden Road. If we post, we preparing to have an open house.
Okay. Hopefully I'll know that in April. And then we can get, some of you all can volunteer just to be there, just to carry a tray of coffee and donuts.
Mary, you need to get back in front of the speaker if you would,
Back in
please.
front of-
Okay, I'm sorry.
And can you repeat
All right.
what's been said in the room? Because we have not a clue here on Zoom. We can't hear anything that's going on in the room.
Oh, okay. I'll try to repeat it. Oh, what I'm going to repeat is American Legion is either going to have the ceremony at the Veterans Park or at the new post, which is on Camden's Lane.
North Camden Lane.
Okay.
So Lions Club building.
Okay. We'll find that out later. Yes.
Currently, the most appropriate place would be Veterans Park.
31st and not 21st? Okay, thank you. Okay, correction to the agenda, that's to be the 31st. Okay, that's another correction. When I gave you the list of the dates that you should have on your calendar, at the last page of your agenda, it would be the 31st. Thank you. All right. Blaine Anderson might have something to share. Is that Vice Chair?
You guys can see me or hear me. Really just very quickly, Ken was here. If you folks are on Facebook, most of you probably are, like Ken Fleming for state rep, like Jason Nemus especially. He is very, very active on Facebook. And these guys are giving you updates and oftentimes seeking input into legislation that maybe they're sitting on the fence as to where they are deciding to vote. So, it's a great opportunity for you to give feedback. I mean, with this big a crowd, you're here for a reason. You want to, be able to have a voice to your legislators, and they do listen to you. So be sure to, like I say, Facebook is one that I know they're very active on. And I've talked to, these guys, Jason and Ken and David, and they'll all agree that, when they hear a number of their constituents, speaking up on a particular issue, it has an influence on how they vote. So the only other thing that really I'll mention is, congratulations to all of you that have stepped up to become precinct captains and co-captains or youth chairs in some of your cases. Just again, as a reminder, the next month, once we have approved the minutes, at that point, you are now a voting member. And that is until we do our reorganization that we think is sometime this summer. So we'll know. So for some of you that weren't on the list this time, yes, we can vote on you next time, but then it's now May and we're reorging in June. And so, don't be discouraged or anything. That'll be the big thing once we get to June, where every position from the board and all the officer positions will be voted upon at that time. And I was talking to some individuals. It's a 4-year commitment when you do that, when we do the reorg. So that's really it for me.
Okay. All right, I have a report from Marissa Cunningham about the youth chair report. There are no official clubs at any of the high schools. And one of the problems is there are no sponsors, but we do have a wonderful girl, Beth Lambrecht, who is hosting young Republicans in her basement. I don't know if they're meeting weekly or monthly, who knows? What, twice a month? Twice a month. Anyway, so since they're not able to get a sponsor at the at any of the 4 high schools, Beth is doing it. So I'm delighted about that. And I guess we just have to direct young people to Beth. And I'm going to move on to announcements. I put a lot of what's going on with the Oldham County Republican Women's Club on your agenda so you would have it. They are having a brunch and they're having another fun and games party. I listed who you should respond to and how much the events are. And so I would encourage you all to attend if you can. Now, Debbie, you want to?
Well, we have one, and it's a lovely home, I guess, but Deborah Graham and her husband bought it. So it's a beautiful day. We're going to try to do it outside, and so that it'll be a little bit open. And we do for our cancer award winner. We give out $1,000 scholarship, and that's where it's presented to her, and all the money we make goes to that scholarship, and it's $1,000 every year. So we would appreciate y'all showing up and coming to that, and that's May 8th. From 10 to noon, we'll have some great food. And then the fun games is hometown pizza. That also goes to the cashier boards, and that's going to be April 29th. That's in that special room. You just have to call soon because they've changed the numbers we can take because of the COVID. It's a lot of fun. It's just come and eat pizza and have a good time. So, and that one is, I think, new too. Yes, that's new. But, and the other thing that I here tonight, Elizabeth Duncan. And I'd like to nominate her to be a youth chair in one of the precincts or whatever.
Okay. All right, Elizabeth, I wrote your name down with those other 4 guys. Let's see, the next, and so what's the name of the scholarship?
The name of the scholarship is Osborne Scholarship, which is David Osborne, Becky Osborne, and they have a brother who goes by middle name, and so I never can on
Mark.
Mark. Always, you can't put up your phone book because it's not on your phone. That's how I know. So, but she was, honest to goodness, we were impressed. We wanted to talk to her. So, they named it after her and the supporter of that scholarship and helping us with it and that kind of thing. But it's, it goes to somebody else. An application. You have to be a female. You have to be graduating this year. You have to be continuing your education. If that is going to beauty school, you're not there. As long as you're continuing your education and a registered Republican. And my thing on that is, don't tell me you can't register if you're 18. If you are 18 years old by the general election, you may register and vote. So that's the first thing I would say. You don't even know that, then, you know.
Okay. All right. I can't believe that Bob didn't say this, but guess what? We have another whole month before you have to file your income tax. So we have until May 17th. And Robert says, check the box. If you're married, check it twice. And it's only $2 and it doesn't come out of your pocket. It's at the end of the form, isn't it? Right. And we only get 50 cents, but it adds up. I mean, we get $500, but it could be a lot more. All right. Guess what? We did it. It is like 2 or 3 minutes after 8. Now, does anybody have anything else to say?
Yeah, Mary, this is Bill. Some of these dates, the May dates on the agenda are incorrect. So Memorial Day, I think, is May 31st, not May 21st. And then our May meeting, I believe, will probably be May 25th, not May 24th.
Was that another mistake?
You see that? May 24th is a Monday.
It's a Monday?
Yeah,
It must be my calendar. So May 25th.
25th, and then Memorial
Okay,
Day.
it's always the second Tuesday.
Second
All right,
Tuesday or third?
it's the 4th.
Fourth.
It's the 4th Tuesday.
Yeah, 4th. So which is the 20th?
All right,
And then Memorial Day is the 31st.
right. Thank you.
Not the 21st. Right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
I do have Oakland County Day right.
Yes.
Let's see. Now, one of you knew, since we have one of our new precinct officers had the best idea, because many of us want to talk about some issues, but I'm frankly very limited in the time that we can spend because I want to follow what you want to do. Who remembers what the idea was that we could, okay, I thought it was you.
So maybe put a big piece of paper and folks come in, and you're here because there's something on your mind. Put it on that parking lot and then give the, you guys, the chance to, make some time to talk about it and just have an open discussion. Maybe there's ideas. Around rules like, it's great to hear what you're upset about, but what is your solution?
Okay. In other words, we can go ahead and adjourn at 8 o'clock, but we can stay until 9 or 10 o'clock if we want to, and have this discussion that we would like to do. I thought that was a great idea. Right. Yeah. For the next, yeah. Right. Okay, great. We'll do that in April. Well, I'll put something together. So, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Tim Collenberg. Let's get out of here.
Where is Rick? Okay, any discussion about that? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Mary.
Oh, new precinct officers, under your map up there on the floor are postcards. So find your name. There's about 100 in your stack. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.